Welcome to day 6 of our Cybersecurity Bootcamp. Myself, Jency, Cybersecurity Analyst, and I will be your speaker for today's session on cloud security. Here, this is our BCBUZZ WhatsApp channel. Join in that, and these are the mail IDs. And if you have any queries, uh, let us know in that. So this is the bootcamp's agenda. So this is my GitHub profile and LinkedIn profile, and in that you can know about me more. So these are the certificates I have completed, and this is the today's agenda. Today we are going to see about what is cloud, uh, what is cloud security, why cloud security is more important, and AWS Cloud Trail, and further that Cloud Trail log file and their name structure, likewise, etc. And after that we will go to the hands-on. So this is disclaimer, so don't use it in your own and public site, public account. Use only legal site and legal web lab portal, that is very important. Then we can start. So first we'll quickly go over the basic of cloud and then move into the topic of cloud security. So why cloud? What is cloud? Cloud is someone's else computer that you can rent and control over the internet. So cloud is really someone else computer that you can rent and control over the internet. Instead of owning physical servers, companies use cloud providers like AWS, Azure, or Google Cloud to host their data and services. But when it comes to security in the cloud, it is important to understand that it's not just the provider's job. There is something called the shared responsibility model. This means both the cloud provider and the customer are responsible for securing different parts of the system. So the cloud provider is responsible for the security of the cloud, like physical infrastructure, networking, and fundamental services. The customer is responsible for the security in the cloud, like securing data, managing access, configuring firewalls, and more. So cloud security is in hands off. We need to stay vigilant and make sure we configure and manage our resource properly. So cloud security. Cloud security refers to a set of policies, technologies, and controls that are designed to protect everything housed in the cloud, like data, applications, and infrastructure. It is important um, when we move to the cloud, we must make sure that our system and our services are protected against threat. Whether that from attackers, misconfigurations, or even accidental exposure. Cloud security ensures what called the CIA trade. So CIA means confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality make sure only the right people have access to the data. Integrity ensure the data isn't tampered with or altered. Availability makes sure services are always accessible when needed. So cloud security is our digital access safe, private, and reliable in the cloud environment. So why cloud security is more important? First one, data protection. Data is the most valuable asset in today's digital world. whether it's customer information, financial records, or intellectual property. It protecting from unauthorized access or lost in critical. Second one is regulatory compliance. Many industries have strict regulations like HIPAA. Likewise, cloud security ensure we meet these legal and compliance requirements and avoid penalties or legal trouble. Third one, shared responsibility model. So in the cloud, both the provider and the customer are responsible for the security. If we don't do our part, like securing access, managing permissions, or protecting sensitive files, it can lead to breaches. Fourth one, growing attack surface. Uh, with cloud adoption increases, so does the number of potential entry points for attackers. Misconfiguration, storage, weak password, or exposed APIs can all become easy targets. So, cloud security helps minimize these risk. Next, cloud trade. Um, Cloud trade is a service that helps with the governance, compliance, and auditing of your AWS environment. So with CloudTrade, you can log, monitor, and retain all activities happening in your AWS account. Um, it is extremely useful when you want to audit your activity and need to investigate suspicious behavior or unauthorized access, or you want to prove compliance during security audit. So, in short, um, CloudTrail acts as a black box recorder for your AWS environment, keeping a detailed trail of who did what, when, and from where. So, all right, let me take a moment to share a real world case that really highlights why cloud security matters. This is news I came across from someone who posted online. It's about their AWS account, an account they had created years ago just for study purpose. They weren't using it anymore, but it was still active. One day, out of the blue, they got a notification from AWS saying their account has been hacked. But here the thing, the breach has started 4 days earlier. And in just those 4 days, hackers spam up a massive number of servers across multiple AWS regions. By the time the user logged in and shut things down, they had racked up over $696 in charges. So imagine that you haven't touched your account in years, and suddenly you have hit with almost 700K in charges. So the account was being managed by MSB. MSB is managed service provider. So the user didn't even have access to bill or alerts. They only found out when the MSB contact them. So they reached out to AWS, followed every step, and filled for a refund. AWS refunded about $417, which helped, but they were still left with $270. They were told if they didn't pay, legal action could be taken, and the user what will you do. So just a regular person with a wife and a 6-month-old baby completely devastated. So this situation is heartbreaking, but it teaches us some important lesson about cloud security, especially for personal and test accounts. So here in this news, we can learn. Always monitor your cloud accounts, even the old ones. Enable MFA for all accounts. Set billing alerts. Mm, AWS lets you configure them so you will notify as soon as charges spike. So use least privilege in IAM. Don't give unnecessary permission. And the next one is this incident shared by user on Reddit. So where the AWS S3 bucket was wiped by an attacker and a ransom note was left. So the user suspect that the root cause was a leak. That what happened exactly at 9 a.m. The user S3 bucket was completely deleted. A ransom note was left demanding money to fix the damage. Fortunately, the user had backups available. The hacker had been attempting access for over a month based on login history. By 1 p.m., even the website and database were compromised. The PHP admin password was changed and the MySQL connection was lost. All major services were shut down. S3 bucket, MySQL, API, Google Cloud instance, whatever. Object data stored in AWS S3 and user data stored in Google Cloud MySQL were affected. So AWS and Google Cloud credentials were not exposed, but access and private keys were. So the file likely got leaked. It contains sensitive credentials, and the file located in root directory of a private GitHub repository. The user had given all IAM permission to all user, which is a critical misconfiguration. So in this incident, we learn never store sensitive credential in your code base, even in private repository. Use environmental variable management tools or secret managers like AWS Secret Manager, mm, .ini libraries with secure handling. Avoid giving board IAM permission. Follow the principle of least privilege. Set up monitoring and alert to detect suspicious access patterns early. Regularly audit your repositories and cloud accounts for any exposed securities. So now that we understood that AWS Cloud Trail is what and why it is important, in the next part of section is hands-on. So let's move on to the hands-on demo. Mm, So I choose PWNED lab. Use these types of labs for your testing. Don't test any real and private data. Try in these types of labs. So I choose breach in the cloud. First, we go with the scenario. We have been alerted to a potential security incident. The huge logistic security team have provided you with AWS key of an account that's a unusual activity, as well as AWS CloudTrail logs around the time of the activity. We need your expertise to confirm the breach by using our CloudTrail logs, identifying the compromised AWS services, and any data that was exfiltered. In this lab, we are going to analyze the CloudTrail logs for user activity and uh, filter the events for the suspicious user. So for this lab, we need Linux command line knowledge for lab prerequisites. Learning outcomes. So we familiarity with AWS CLI and enumerating S3 buckets. So this is a just a beginner level lab. So for confirmation, so download the CloudTrail logs in Discord. The file name is incident3252.zip file. I have to download and unzip the file. I already downloaded and I have unzipped also. So using these commands, you can unzip the files. So let me show the downloaded file. So that incident 3252 zip file was I had downloaded. So to unzip this file, unzip incident, git enter. The file was unzipped. Then ls, then cd incident. Yeah, these are the files we got from the lab. And total files. So this one is first one. This is the JSON file. So let me explain about this file. Okay. So first, uh, first part of the file name is account ID. Then second is service name, that is CloudTrail US East -1. Then this part is timestamp. So later I will explain detail about timestamp. This is the file name of this file, and .json extension was added. So this was the exact file name format. This we have to know detail, because in every file we will notice this part. Then only we can identify what is the exact file, which file we have to choose. So in this timestamp, here it is. So uh, first is year 2023, then month, then what the date. Then after T, it will start the time. First, before T, it will show the date. After T, it shows time. 2035. It has been 24 hours time. This format is used for over a world, so they use this form. So first is hours, second is minutes, then Z. Z is the Zulu time. Mostly in military people they used this Zulu time zone. So let me go to the next step. We can find uh, what the file name and account ID, whatever from this part. First, we have to analyze CloudTrail logs for user activity. For that, I'm going to type JQ records user identity dot user name, then file name. I choose first file. Uh, so this record is from the records. What are the user identity? It will be display. Hit enter. So I did one mistake. Yes. So we got it. Temp user is our username. We got it from this command. Note it down. Later we have to use this username for everywhere. Then we have to find no, filter the events from the user. So that this will form API action that taken by the attackers. So we got the user, temp user. So check you records. Then we have to select user identity, user name. Then give our username. Then give the file name. So now I'm going to use second file. So this time what error? Same. Command identity. Okay. Yes, we got it. So here the thing, we got uh, this the thing in the file. So event version was 1.08. So under that user identity, the user type was root. So principal ID and ARN is ARN ID from the Amazon server. So account ID and access key ID and the session content. What are the details we got? We can gather here. Then creation date and event, and we also got event time and the event source, event name was list notification hubs. These are the very important things we can meet for the further action. So AWS region was as east -1. These are the formats for all files. We can gather each and every user's detail and event details, AWS ID, and what type of user can identify here itself. Here we have to notice that IP address. Now I am going to find the information by using this IP address. So the command was curl IP info and the IP address. So hit enter. We got the particular IP address details. So what is the IP ID and this what which city was this IP address located and which religion, country, then the location, then the organized ID and the postal, then the time zone was American. Likewise, we can get information from this. So I'm going to check whether if I try to log in with this, definitely I will get error message. So I'm going to check uh, if that error message is there or not. So for that, grep error message, then our file name. Before that, let me take the files. Message, then this time I'm going to choose second file. Yeah, we got too many error messages. If I try to log it with this, definitely it won't work. So before that, I have to change this account as a admin account. So for that, mm, so I'm going to check get caller identity. So this is useful to gather ARN I. So for that, check Q records, select event event name. then the file name, hit enter. So okay, in the command check everything, little space errors also, we can't get any details. So as here we can see the even version 1.09 and the user identity type was assume role. In this assumed role user identity, we can assume he as a admin, then ARN ID, and then the session, whatever details we got. Under this, we got the bucket as 3 bucket details. This is very important. Uh, this is one of the credential we got. User bucket name and the host ID and the key. The file name was emergency.txt. So this file we are going to uh, get access. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to mm, so I'm going to check. Mm, okay, here we have to notice that ARN ID. This is important. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, so now see the lab, they already gave temporary access key ID and secret access key ID for the credentials. So now we are going to use that, and okay, so now we are going to log in with AWS and configure AWS. So in AWS configure, then we have to give access key, then secret access key, hit enter the default region name and default output format. So okay, now now I'm going to get the caller identity. So AWS STS get caller identity. So hit enter. So we got the user ID and the account name and the ARN. ARN is Amazon resource name. Amazon will provide the resource name for each user. So now we are in temp user. So next I'm going to what a list of policies. What are the policies under the user? AWS. I am get you list user policies, username, temp user. So yes, test temp user is the user policy under the user. So note it down. So now I'm going to assume this user as a admin user. So AWS STS, I assume role. So role ARN, then we have to give this ARN. Yes. S. So we got the credentials. So access key ID, secret access key, and the session token, and the assume role user ID. So uh, we are shifting to admin role. So here we are going to export this ID's secret key and the session token. So export AWS access key ID. Then copy this, paste here, hit enter. Okay. Next, I'm going to export secret access key. Export AWS secret access key. Then copy that, paste here, hit enter. Okay. Next, session token. Export AWS session token. Then copy this, paste here, hit enter. Okay. We have successfully export the credentials. Then again I'm going to see the uh, caller identity as again here show my session. So this is a admin user, so we can verify that. After that we have to recover the files. So the file format was packet, so we can clarify that this is a S3 bucket. So for S3 bucket, AWS S3. So I'm going to see what are the things are there. So S3. So here I'm going to put the file folder name. This is the file folder name. We saw. So I'm going There are two files, emergency.txt and message.txt. One by one, I'm going to uh, copy that files from there to uh, my folder. So AWS S3. So for copy CP S3, first I'm going to copy emergency.txt. Hit enter. Okay, the file was downloaded from the emergency data recovery folder to my um, incident folder. So next message, so a double same step. So I'm going to change the file name .txt. Hit enter. As both the files was successfully downloaded. Let me check that. So under the previous files, the emergency.txt and message.txt was downloaded successfully. Um, I'm going to open that file cat emergency.txt and cat message.txt. So here, congratulations on completing the lab and welcome to PWND lab. And there was a successful congratulation message was here under emergency.text. Yeah, we got the flag. So this is the huge logistics emergency recovery plan. So what are the purpose? This document provide a reference, essential credentials and steps to taken during the disaster recovery scenario. Just under this scenario, they created a lab and we got the flag. So, so let me paste that, submit it. Yes, we have successfully completed the lab. So at the lab, there is a walkthrough. Go through the full walkthrough. For this lab, we need JSON processor. So install JSON processors by using apt install check. Then what are the steps? What are the hint they already given? By using this, we have to identify what is the thing. So by using the file name structure and the timestamp, we can identify the files and the time duration. This is a simple lab. In future or in future action, if you are uh, working as a incident response team, you definitely need this structure format. So that's all. We breached the cloud and we successfully completed that. So here are the things. Thank you all. Before that, I have to recall once again. In this lab, we walked through a simulation attack scenario using cloud logs and compromise AWS credential. We analyzed user activity and identified suspicious behavior and tracked the attackers' details and what are the credentials we can see step by step and understood how privilege escalations and data exfiltrations can occur in the cloud. So This session highlights just how critical logging, monitoring, and access control are in the cloud environment. So it also reinforces the need for continuous auditing and proactive security measures to detect and respond to threat early. So remember that cloud security is not just the provider's job; it's a shared responsibility. Um, Tools like CloudTrail empower us to stay one step ahead of attackers. So we have to secure our cloud storage. Cloud account is very important. Always monitor your cloud accounts, even the old ones, and enable multi-factor authentications for all your accounts, and use least privilege in IAM. Don't give unnecessary permission. So, almost importantly, remember the shared responsibility model. Cloud providers secure the infrastructure, but you are responsible for everything run on it. Mm, then never store sensitive credential in your code base, even in private repository. Use environment variable management tool or secret managers, like I already told, AWS secret manager, uh, HashiCorp Vault, or the things with the for the security handling. So avoid giving broad IAM permissions. Follow the principle of least privileges. Regularly audit your repositories and cloud accounts for any exposed secrets, and set up monitoring and alert to detect suspicious access patterns early. So that's it. So if you have any queries, let me know in chat box. Thank you all. Thank you for attending in this section. Next session was 15th May, Thursday, 5:30 p.m. We will meet in that session.